This video is brought to you by Raycon. The move is complete, but I got a lot of little things to unpack. Time for some tunes, and Raycon's everyday earbuds are just a thing for this arduous time sink. You don't need to pay exuberant prices for earbuds with quality sound. With Raycon and their team of audio engineers, you're not only getting the sound you're looking for, but you're also only paying half the price compared to other premium audio brands out there. Hell, you can get two of these and still end up paying less for one of the other brands. Good lord. I've been using mine for a couple of years now, and I always enjoy the comfortable low-profile fit. Makes my grocery trips and workout sessions certainly less distracting. And with just a simple toggle on the earbud, you can switch between noise isolation and awareness mode, skip to the next song or video, or switch to a preferred sound profile. Maybe something with so much bass you can barely hear the song. Lasting over 8 hours of playtime and packing 32-hour total battery life thanks to the rechargeable carrying case, it's no shock that Raycons rack over 50,000 5-star reviews on their website. And Raycon, as always, is offering all my viewers a great deal. So click the link in the description below and go to buyraycon.com/somecallmejohnny to save 15% off your next Raycon purchase. Your support for this channel is greatly appreciated, especially during this transitional period. But as always, thank you for making all this possible. Let's continue on with the show. Hey there, I'm here. I'm coming at you from my new office at my new place, if you couldn't tell already. Just by looking around me or by the acoustics of my voice, it's much more reverb for now anyway. I'm working on it. This is all very much a work in progress, and I'm hoping in the coming weeks, probably by the middle of May or towards the beginning of June, I'll have something finalized that's a little cozier. But for the occasion, I guess it's over my left shoulder, I did get one of those question mark like block lamps that you gotta get at GameStop or a Walmart or a Target. Anybody can get that shit. Nora ended up getting this really cool Bowser figure that's like a tie-in for the movie, and you know, for a kid's toy, that shit is actually pretty damn quality. You know, like, where were those kind of Bowser figures when I was growing up? You know, I had to settle for like a Happy Meal or a Burger King kids meal or some other shit. But either way, like, don't sleep on that Bowser figure. That shit's nice. As a warning now, this video is going to be spoiler filled. So if you haven't watched the movie yet and plan on to, come back when you saw it for yourself. Tell me what you thought in the comments. Either way, I appreciate your time and company. So I figured, all right, I did a set of reviews on the Sonic movies. I feel it's only right and expected of me to do a review on the newly released Super Mario Bros. Movie by Nintendo and Illumination. And did this feel like it was on the docket forever? A 3D animated Mario movie. Like, why did this take so long to be a thing? Did the stink of the 1993 live-action movie really fester for that long? I don't think that was entirely the reason, but with that being the movie folks immediately go to when they think of a Mario movie, and with the Mario franchise becoming such a force of nature for Nintendo in the past 30 years, it really seems the guys in Nintendo were hell-bent on making sure this next attempt was good, no matter how long it would take. Missed opportunity though. Very end of the movie, we get a brief Donkey Kong versus Bowser bit, and that was the perfect time to drop. Monkey! They didn't do that though. You know, personally, I'm still waiting for a live-action sequel to the 93 movie. The one that ended with such a blatant cliffhanger that left me genuinely curious. Even if I didn't really like the movie, to this day, I still don't. The only, like, 90s video game adaptations I legitimately enjoy are Street Fighter, because it's so cheesy, and the first Mortal Kombat movie. But they never followed up this on the big screen. It was relegated to a comic tie-in that I don't hear anyone talk about. So, is it good? Is it bad? You tell me. But so we get the announcement of this movie actually being a thing, and it was cause for much excitement. But personally, I remember not thinking much about it. And I couldn't tell you why, because, you know, I love the Mario series. It's one of my favorites. For years, it's been a franchise that I know will deliver on the goods in gameplay and enjoyment. But a movie's coming out? Okay, I mean, I hope it's good. I'm gonna go see it, but I wasn't very excited for it. Holy shit though, when it was confirmed that Illumination was creating it, so many friends in my circle had this look of, I was so confused. Why such reactions? They would then tell me, oh, because they made Despicable Me, they made the Minions movies, and I'm guessing those aren't very good. That didn't tell me anything. I never saw those movies for myself, and I don't plan on to, but I always thought those movies were hugely successful, so was Illumination being put in charge really that much of an omen? Maybe the fear was more out of what they might do to some of these characters to make them painstakingly fit in today's hip and modern culture. A Mario movie made by a committee rather than actual creators. Who's gonna break into a Fortnite dance? Who's gonna be a YouTube influencer? How much licensed music is there gonna be? Well, the answer to that last question is a little too much, but let's take things one step at a time here. So we get our first trailers and wow, immediately everything was looking breathtaking. It's something I can say about the movie now, as I'm sure everyone has said at this point. This movie looks and sounds great. The cast of Mario transitioned beautifully to the big screen, their looks and design tweaked just enough to give them a sense of liveliness and detail and expression that we haven't really seen to this degree. Like obviously there have been many 3D Mario games that have had their own sense of wonder and great animation. Hell, the Mario and Rabbids games, from what I've seen, are no slouches in that department either. But this was just gorgeous. Mario's getting the big budget treatment. And then we start getting our voice actors, and I wasn't shocked to see, oh, of course, they're gonna get some well-renowned names for this. Gotta get that marquee value. So Chris Pratt as Mario, Charlie Day as Luigi, Jack Black as Bowser, Anya Taylor-Joy as Princess Peach, Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong, and Keegan-Michael Key as Toad. It was a bit controversial, to say the least. Not even for like the entire cast, no, it was Chris Pratt as Mario that ruffled a lot of feathers. Now it could be because folks are still burnt out from Marvel, or it could be because of Pratt's personal beliefs that doesn't really jive well with others. But no, I think more than anything, it was because he was replacing the longtime voice of Mario, Charles Martinet, who still cameos in this movie for 2 roles at that. But to have the man who was voicing Mario for decades suddenly pushed to the side for an actor that, I mean, come on, it's really just there to push ticket sales. It was so obvious. You know, the man could say he's been a longtime Mario fan all he wants. And I don't doubt that he loves the series, you know, but come on. He's really there, again, for marquee value. On that note, the voice acting itself, I thought was perfectly fine. I have to admit I was a little skeptical of Chris Pratt's performance as Mario because I don't know if it was just me, but the trailers really seemed to downplay his lines. Everyone was getting a spotlight, Peach, Luigi, Bowser, Toad, but Chris Pratt's Mario wasn't getting much attention, and I wondered about that. Were they trying to keep it on the down low until showtime to settle folks down? Could it be seen as like a last second lack of confidence on Pratt's performance from the executives? I'm not so sure on that, but regarding his final performance in this, it was fine. Maybe that's it. Maybe they kept it on the down low because in the end, his performance was pretty middling. Like I wasn't expecting him to mimic Charles Martinet, and they play with that in the beginning too. Like when they're airing that plumbing commercial, they're deliberately playing up this falsetto, exaggerated Italian accent for trademark reasonings, and you know what? I like that, but it is mocked a couple of times. So, you know, reading between the lines, Martinet's mannerisms aren't what they wanted to do. No, considering the movie was bringing in elements of Mario's original origin story of being a plumber from Brooklyn, I was expecting a more down-to-earth Brooklyn accented Mario, and that's what we got here. Sometimes I close my eyes and I feel he's performing for a Family Guy cutaway gag, and like maybe a couple of these lines could have used more energy, a little more wahoo. But totally, you know what? He was fine. Everyone was pretty good. Anya Taylor-Joy as Peach sounded confident in the role. Keegan-Michael Key as Toad I thought fit incredibly well. And Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong was Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. I think he could have used a deeper inflection for DK. He's a big ape, he has a commanding presence, but he still sounds a little too much like regular ass Seth Rogen. We even get the trademark Seth Rogen laugh completely unedited like 2 times in this film, I think. My favorites were Jack Black as Bowser and Charlie Day as Luigi. I can't say I'm terribly familiar with Charlie Day outside of his stuff from It's Always Sunny. That's all I really know him from, actually thinking about it, but it's kind of irrelevant. What ultimately matters is his performance in this, and I think he did a great job. I feel like he really added an emotional layer to Luigi as the younger, more cowardly brother that in the end still really loves his brother and sticks with him to the very end. Jack Black, I've been a fan of him since the early 2000s. Not so much for his voice acting, though he ain't slacking in that department by any stretch of the imagination, but no, I knew him from Tenacious D, School of Rock, Saving Silverman. God, I loved him in Tropic Thunder. I don't know how I feel about my earliest memories of him was seeing his arm get blown off by Bruce Willis in The Jackal. That was not a good movie. But Jack Black, he just has this fun, lovable energy to him, and to have him voice Bowser, I think was a great call. He's great in the role. Equal parts menacing, goofy, charming, and pathetic, because he's really down bad for Peach in this movie, practicing songs on a piano in his downtime, and rehearsing this wedding speech in front of his loyal Magic Koopa, who's also dressed in like princess attire for added effect. That was great. I chuckled through the whole movie. I thought there were some great bits. Some of my favorites were from Luigi. He's being interrogated by Bowser to learn more about Mario, and Bowser asks him if Mario is someone princesses would ask out, and Luigi, in a bunch of pain mind you, states that if they had good taste they would. I love that bit, and dude, Luigi's such a bro. Like, even in his darkest hour, he's still putting in the good word for his brother. So yeah, we got good voice acting complementing a stellar looking movie, and the cherry on top is a magnificent score from Brian Tyler. The whole movie, it repeatedly delivers great original pieces and a bunch of Mario's greatest hits from like every generation too. I'm talking Mario 1 all the way to Odyssey. They even managed to sneak in some of Mario's underground hits like No Sleep Till Brooklyn from the Beastie Boys. I bet you never heard that one. Or Bonnie Tyler's Holding Out for a Hero, or Aha's Take on Me, which is to say, yeah, movies got licensed music, and all right, I get it. We gotta keep the general audience familiar, even if it is Mario we're talking about here. But I don't know, it still feels distracting at times, man, especially because I'm already loving the original score, so give me more of that. That sequence when Mario and Peach get to the Kong Kingdom and the Kong in the sports coat is driving them throughout the kingdom to take on me, that felt unnaturally long, like even for a supposed license bit. And then I find out there was a Donkey Kong arrangement piece made for that sequence. You can find it in the official soundtrack, but they decided to swap it for the Aha song at the last second, if I could guess. And also, DK is introduced with the original DK rap, and I was gleefully smiling when I heard it. I think I fully recovered from the DK64 video anyway. But they didn't credit Grant Kirkhope for the song. They literally credit every other composer, Brian Tyler, Koji Kondo, Jack Black, all the licensed music. But the DK rap? Nope, it's just a song from DK64. Dick move, Universal or Nintendo, I don't fucking know, but I really hope for the digital release on the Blu-ray, Grant Kirkhope is properly credited for the DK rap because he made the song. Going back to the original score though, it's like every other minute I'm hearing a beautiful rendition of a familiar theme, and oh, my heart melted when they entered Rainbow Road and we get that very brief snippet of the SNES Rainbow Road theme, and oh my god. It was fun trying to discern what was a remix of what, especially as a Mario fan, trying to spot every Easter egg, every moment of fan service. That is, for better or worse, most of this movie. The Mario movie is a theme park of Mario references, from the plot, the visuals, the music, coming across many times as a virtual tour of Mario's new Universal Studios attraction. Grab tickets now while you can, kids. And I want to say I don't immediately disapprove of that. That was what I was thinking the movie was going to be, especially since, this is Mario's first movie and God knows how long. Playing it safe was the safest option. However, this does come at the cost of the movie story being thin. In other words, a standard Mario plot. And in this case, a standard Mario plot that just barely inches past being feature-length time. I think even with credits, it just makes the 90-minute mark. As such, this movie zooms and doesn't really rest. Like, I was shocked with how fast things were progressing in this movie, how sudden it ended. Again, it's like a theme park attraction. And not for nothing, it's still an entertaining ride. The opening bit with Bowser securing the Superstar was great. His minions get some great moments in this throughout the film. Dude, the fucking Blue Shell Koopa was such a menace, like fucking walking out of a fiery wreckage like a Terminator and then nuking Donkey Kong's cart with his blue shell power. MVP for Bowser's army, definitely. Mario and Luigi doing their jobs in Brooklyn I thought was some of the best bits of the film, and really, I think the film needed more time in Brooklyn. I wanted to see Mario and Luigi do more plumber things, spend a little more time with the Mario family. There's a whole ass Mario family in this that we barely spend any time with. And Mario, the supposed mid to late 30s plumber, sleeps in a room that looks just like mine, full of shit that belongs to children. I loved Mario and Luigi's brotherly dynamic in this. They had the best interactions, both heartfelt and comedic. It was great, but the two are separated early in the film, and Luigi's presence is greatly diminished afterwards, in favor of Mario and Peach getting time together, and they're not nearly as interesting together. Which, granted, they just met, of course, but I feel this ends up giving Peach the short end of the stick because outside of being a capable and commanding ruler of the Mushroom Kingdom, I feel she's not given much to do, and I don't know. I think they could have still made her the classic damsel in distress while not sacrificing character traits that make her stand out. Paper Mario immediately springs to my mind. It's a good example of having Peach in dire straits but still giving her shit to do to make her interesting. I think they could have done something similar here. Let Peach be the one kidnapped and then have both Mario and Luigi band together to stop Bowser. You know, that way they can learn more about the Mushroom Kingdom together, and more importantly, they can use that time to strengthen their familial bonds and show the world just what the Super Mario Brothers could do together. What we end up getting is still a fun time. It's just, there's very little depth to it. And at the end of it, I found myself a little annoyed. The movie sets up a couple of things that lay a foundation for growth and storytelling, but spends no time on it outside of that. Mario is tired of feeling small and wants to make something out of himself, even if his family thinks he's wasting his time. That's quietly dropped. Peach is the only human in the Mushroom Kingdom, and she herself has no idea where she's from. Never explored even briefly. Donkey Kong apparently hates being labeled as a Smash Monkey, and then he wants his father's approval. That's not really explored that much, though they do use that to like build a bridge to connect Mario and Donkey Kong together so that they'll inevitably be friends. You know, that was fine. There are subplots here that they set up, but they don't really do anything with it because this movie's got to keep moving. It's got to keep moving. We don't got time for development. We don't got time for nuance. We got to get to that next set piece pronto. We only got less than 90 minutes in this bitch. It's a sugar rush. My friend Clark made a good analogy comparing it to a candy bar. It's good in the moment. It's sweet. Kids will love it, but it does leave you wanting. It isn't fulfilling on its own. That is the Super Mario Brothers movie. It is a perfect adaptation of the standard Super Mario experience, and mission accomplished, you know. But what is the standard Super Mario experience if not a generic, safe, save the day adventure? I think a little more risk could have been taken. I don't think Nintendo or Illumination would feel the sting that much if the movie wasn't quite up to what focus groups wanted. I hope for the next movie, when it happens, and it will, because the movie had the largest opening weekend of any animated movie, period. Shit. I hope they slow things down. A larger runtime for one thing, more time spent on the characters, less time on constantly changing locales. Let the movie breathe. That said, this is still an obvious recommendation. I saw it twice in theaters for myself, my final opinion not really changing afterwards. It's still a fun time though. By yourself, with friends or family, God, the kids are gonna love this shit to death. It's just no question about that, but don't go in expecting anything more in-depth. This ain't a Mario RPG we're talking here. It's a run-of-the-mill Mario adventure with a Hollywood budget. So older fans, you'll probably get your jollies eyes glued to the screen saying repeatedly to yourself, hey, just like the video games, just like the video games, just like the video games. Man, I lost track how many times I said that shit. But that's where I'm gonna wrap up today's video. So as always, thank you all for tuning in. Let's get some more patron shoutouts now with like studio reverb mode, right? That's fucking fun. All right, so shout outs to some of my patrons. Again, I apologize if I get your name wrong here. Metroid 1999, Egg Roll Buddy, Rafael Gomez, Hugh Quinn, Simply Chillin', Kyle the Monarch, Iron Jimbo, Kazu Foxfire, Super SP, Spider Manny, Mick Weissman, Cyclone Silver, Cutie Caitlin, Cutie Caitlin, Billy Bob Bowl, Christopher Fritzer, Delwyn Rosa, Stardust Chaos, Hobbler, The Lucid Gamer, Kick-Ass Reaction, Samuel 246, Radiant GV, AJ Spruill, Jack Cookson, Joy Alma, Brandon Ellis, Bilbo Baggins, only 3 feet tall, Tariq Jones, Creamy, Pine Dine, Av the Gamer 95, Cyrus SRC, John Hanlon, Joshua Carino, Storfus, Owen Shadow 76, SJ the Hero, Matt Donovan, Joseph Ritchie, Joe Abzia, Penny Dreadful, I don't know how to pronounce that last name, M Gear, Gumshoe Gamer, Sammy Scott, Pumpkin Fox, Payday, Ezekiel, Stephen Lewis, Medeiros, okay, Eduardo Quezada, the Red Dragoon, Alfredo Jones, Kane Credgel 17, Levy Brunette, A Frozen Traveler, Demon Slayer DJ, Beaster Galaxy, Hank Foreman, Jeffersonia, Dennis James Mon, Michael Taylor, Tobin Goss, Jacob Jordan, Parmpreet Gill, that I can't read all these in a row, Elite Saiyan 12, Dylan Brogdon, Kenneth Saul, AJ Foley, and finally for today, Triple X. Okay, it's not exactly Triple X. There's an X and there's a space between the other two X's. So it's like first name X, last name 2 X's. I think the intent though was Triple X. You guys are some horny motherfuckers, I tell you. I'm gonna say, fucking, can't you masturbate in private or something? But that'll do it for today, folks. As always, thank you all for watching. Stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves and each other. Have yourselves a fantastic night. and take care.